Welcome back to Joyful on Lynn Street. If you are new, I'm Augusta, and I'm going to do just another update video. I haven't posted any videos of me actually doing something, like cooking something or canning something. Yeah, life's just been a little bit busy. I've been doing some different projects and also just some new pregnancy symptoms that have been kind of causing me to go a little bit up and down as far as tiredness and yeah, so I haven't really felt like yeah, just talking for any length of time, and there's been, like I said, there's been some other things I've been devoting my time to that have been taking what energy I do have and that are more important right now. So yeah, but I had some time today, so I thought I would make an update video for you guys, different things that are going on. Like I said, I've been working on some different projects around the house, and as well as continuing with, I'm trying to think how long it's been since, it's been a month maybe, at least, since I've done, not quite a month. Yeah, not quite a month since I uploaded my last update video, but garden is starting to slow down now. I've definitely canned more since our last video, mostly tomatoes. I did another batch of salsa verde. We've just been very blessed this year with our tomato harvest. I think my husband went down and counted, and I believe including like jars, quarts of salsa that I canned, and also marinara sauce, and then just, regular old crushed tomatoes. We have probably a little over 50 quarts of tomatoes, and that's just coming from, for the most part, 3 tomato plants. I'd say like 3.5. I have another one, but it was a late bloomer. It's producing, but I would say the bulk of those tomatoes are not in the things that I've already canned. So I'm not really including that in the harvest. So very thankful for that. That's a lot to come out of 3 tomato plants. 2 of which are like a mortgage lifter tomato, and the third one is a sauce. It's like a super sauce tomato, which is what the other one is, planted in a different part of the garden. And they're basically like glorified Romas. They're really big, meaty tomatoes. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be planting those again next year. So yeah, we're going to see how far this takes us. I need to write down everything that we've canned and the amounts of which we've canned them. And then as we go through them this year, see how far they get. So I'm assuming, it's just Nathan and I, and then when the baby comes next year, obviously won't be eating tomatoes right away. So I'm not too worried about, that. So the bulk of the consumption of our canned goods are going to be Nathan and I for the most part for this next year. But, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so I wanted to keep in mind how far that takes us, and then I'm going to plan accordingly for next year. And it's going to be a little tricky just because I'm going to start my seeds in January. I want to start them before the baby comes, and I'll probably just plant more than I think I need, and if we don't end up planting them, I'll just give them away, tomato shoots and whatnot. Because my desire is to have, if I can, like to rotate crops as much as possible. So plant like maybe 1 year more of one thing, and then, depending on how weather goes, seasons, as the Lord blesses, if we get a good harvest from that, then I won't have to plant as much of that next year, or if at all. So I'm definitely going to take our tomatoes down next year. I won't be planting as many. I may not plant a tomatillo, we'll see, although Nathan is really loving the salsa verde, so we may go through all of it. I think I canned that in pints, and I think I've got somewhere between 8 and 10 pints. We've already dipped into one of them, but yeah, like I said, between the two of us, it may last a little while, but I am going to be using at least 1 pint. I was going to today, but I'm planning on now tomorrow to can some chicken, and I like to can it in like a marinade. We've gone through almost all the chicken, marinated chicken, I've already canned. There's just one jar left down there, which is really nice for a fast meal. Nathan and I had started working on an outside project, which I'll include in a different video. It's all very rainy and a beautiful fall day, so I'm not going to go outside right now to show you what we're doing. But he's laying a path, and then we're doing a little bit of a stone pad. And anyway, I will show you. I'm very excited about that. But my point was, I tend to go off topic, that we've been out, doing some things, so I didn't have time to put together like a meal. So I usually just take one of those marinated chickens, and the ones I've been liking the most, I did this garlic, ginger, soy saucy kind of chicken, which I'm gonna do again if I remember what I did. And I canned them in the marinade, and then this was a pretty juicy marinade, which I'm finding is good. And you get a little bit of that chicken juice when you can it as well. And then putting that in a skillet, heating it up, and then adding a little bit of like a cornstarch and water, or if you want to do cornstarch and chicken broth if you have it handy. But you don't need tons of it because it's not a lot, depending on your family size and how many jars you use per meal. But just thickening that up just a little bit, and then cooking rice and just having that over rice. And you can also saute some veggies in with that and then add them in with that. So yeah, it makes a really quick meal. So we've been using that. And I have one jar left. We also used, I had this Chipotle shredded beef, which we really like. It's like a meal in a jar recipe. I believe it is from the Ball Canning book. And it was one of those that just is really good. It's got it's got adobe chilies in there. Onions. I can't even remember right now, but it's very good. And the beef up and chunked up beef, and it's really good. I can that as well. But tomorrow we're going to be doing like a Mexican, or actually I'm going to be doing, I don't know if I'll film it or not. We'll see how I'm feeling, but I'm going to do like a Mexican chicken, and I'm going to be cubing the chicken up smaller. The chicken I'd done before, it's been more like this big chunks, like maybe 1 to 2 inch chunks, probably like 1.5 to 2 inch. So yeah, pretty big size chunks, which is good. It shreds up really easy. So, but I'm gonna be doing them smaller. So kind of playing around with it a little bit. And the idea is you can take it out and use it for so many different things. Tacos, enchiladas, just even like a dip, because they're so small, you could just literally eat it out of the jar. But my plan is to do, a red Mexican chicken, which has got our homemade salsa in it. And then, my cat is playing. And then I'm going to take some of that salsa verde, and I'm going to do like a white chicken or like a green chicken. So I have 2 different types of that. Then I'm also, because I got these, if you're familiar with Costco, you can get quite a few chicken breasts for a really good deal. So I got a bunch of those, and I'm going to can most of it. I think I might leave 1 or 2 for a few breasts out for just for supper this week. I have a couple plans for supper this week. So I'm going to do like some stromboli with like a pesto chicken. It sounded kind of good. Anyway, so that is the update so much on some of the kitchen stuff. The other 2 kitchen things I was going to show you, and I'm going to flip you around, are these 2 things. Okay, so I had mentioned in my last video about water glassing eggs, and that's what we've been doing. I am pretty much to the top of this jar. I think I can maybe add a little bit more liquid, but I need to go get some more jars. This is a gallon jar, I believe. Anyway, so you can see I've got the lime, I was going to say marinated lime. Oh boy. The hydrated lime mixed in there with the water. It's 1 ounce hydrated lime to 1 quart of water. And I just put that in there and then keep adding liquid to it as I need it. And the chickens have been very giving. So thankful for that. As you can see, we've got a whole bunch here on the counter that I need to water glass. Some of these I won't. Like this one's a little dirty, too dirty to water glass. If you have to wash it to get the chicken poop off before you put it in, you don't want to wash the egg before you put it in the jar. So if there's like one little thing, if I can just wipe it off, I'll do that. But for the most part, keep your dirty eggs out of water glassing. So yeah, I'm excited about this because it went really fast. We filled up a lot faster than I thought it would. So I need to order some more jars and get these going and keep adding to them. And we'll see, how long it takes us throughout the winter, because chickens slow down significantly in their egg production during the winter. So that is that. I will keep you apprised when we start digging into these, probably December, January. Yeah. So we'll see. Okay, and this I'm very excited about. So I also, along with my mortgage lifters and sauce tomatoes, I have a grape tomato, and then I had a volunteer, volunteer cherry tomato that came up as well. So between those two plants, I've had a lot of little tomatoes. And I've made bruschetta with them. We've done some different things with them. They're nice for salads and whatnot. But I still had like this surplus, right? So I'm like, I want to do sun-dried tomatoes. And it's a little late in the season for us as far as, the sun isn't really out as much. We had some hot days, but I just didn't think there was enough hot consecutive days to really try sun-dried tomatoes. So maybe next year, I'm thinking I might try to do that. But anyway, I looked up a couple different recipes, and I found some people will say, the ones that I looked for, not to leave them out on the counter, mama, they're gonna go bad, put them in the fridge, all these things. Then I found a video by this man from Italy. He's a chef, and he walked through how to do it, and he sun-dried his tomatoes. What I did instead was I actually dehydrated my tomatoes in the dehydrator, and then he went ahead and kind of reconstituted them slightly after they were dried in a vinegar water solution, and just let them boil for a couple minutes. And the vinegar is a preservation agent, so it's going to help with that. And so after they were done in that solution, I let them just kind of absorb that water a little bit, so they were pretty dry. And then I cut up fresh garlic. There is oregano from my garden in there, and you can see a couple bay leaves. And so I just stacked, tomatoes, garlic, alternated between the spices and the tomatoes, and then covered it with oil. And the trick is, he's saying, you have to have them completely submerged in olive oil. If they're above the olive oil, that's when, that's gonna start to go bad and get icky. So he said you keep them below, and you can keep them here for a long time. They've been here. This is gonna be our week to actually try them. I'm excited. He said at least 2 weeks, but he said better for like 2 months. So we'll leave them here, and he said as you use them, you can add more olive oil as needed, to cover them. But I guess if you're using them, it's going down, so you should need to add more. But the nice thing about this is, because this is quite a bit of olive oil, and we get good olive oil, a good quality. So as you know, that can be kind of expensive. But the nice thing about this is this olive oil is still usable. So once these tomatoes are gone, or if we start to go down, quite a bit, I'm gonna take that olive oil off and just cook with it. And it's basically an infused olive oil now. So it's got, garlic and tomatoes and oregano and a bay leaf flavor to it. So depending on what you're cooking with, that would actually be really great. So I think you see in stores, especially a lot of cooking stores, or and like gourmet food stores, you'll see jars of olive oil with different seasonings, or even whole garlic cloves in them. And yeah, it's basically seasoning your olive oil. So in essence, that's what this is doing too. So I was really happy about that. So repurpose the olive oil. I will let you know how these turn out. I don't know if I have enough to do another batch of these tomatoes, but we'll see. This is kind of it's a test. So I'm excited about that. And I think, like I said, those are the only kitchen cooking things I've been up to, other than just, the normal cooking supper and all of those good things, doing regular preservation stuff. So yeah, I will other things I have been up to, let me turn you back around so you're not staring at the eggs here. So the other things I've been up to, I've been doing quite a bit of painting, and as far as just doing some projects around the house that I wanted to get done, before baby comes, and so I'm starting to work my way through them. Like I said, Nathan and I had started one outside. We have another couple projects outside to do with the chickens that we want to finish up before the winter. So I will walk you through what I've been doing in the house. I don't think I've never really given you a tour of our house. It's just a small little house, but it's super cozy and we love it here. It's about 1,000 square feet. So upstairs, that doesn't include the basement because the basement's not finished. We have 2 bedrooms up here, one of which is Nathan and I's, and then the other one's gonna be the baby's room. Dining room, kitchen, more of a galley kitchen, but it's decent size. It's not like a teeny galley kitchen. It's got some good counter space, so thankful for that. Living room and bathroom and some nice closet space up here. So I'm in the kitchen. We'd never come in the front door. Does anybody ever walk in the front door of their house? I mean, usually it's the garage door or the side door. If someone knocks on our front door, I'm like, I don't know this person, because anybody who comes here that we know always comes in our side door. We have 2 side doors, a back door and then one that goes, straight into the basement. So I don't know you. Who are you? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'll just give you a little tour, because I also put some fall decor up, and I don't do a lot of decoration as far as seasonal decor goes. It's just, I don't like putting tons of stuff up. So it's this huge to do when you have to put stuff up and take it down. There's just a couple little places that I like to put stuff and just to add a little bit of color. I do more for Christmas because obviously there's a Christmas tree that you have to put up, and I love putting up the Christmas tree. But okay, I'm going to start where we always come in the back door, because that's like regular life. So this is our back door. It was super exciting, right? Okay, so we come in our back door. I put some mum here, just a couple little fall things. It's an old table and I spray painted it blue. Yeah, I love color. You'll see very quickly as we go through the house, Nathan and I love color. I don't like just blah things. I mean, I appreciate grays and whites, but just for us, we like life, and yeah, I love color and tend to be artistic in different ways. So I like to show that through just our decor in the house itself. Okay, so I made this trellis earlier this year. The rope is actually fabric rope that my mom made. She got into making a bunch of that, a couple years ago, and let me take some of that, and I made this frame with these little gold eye hooks, and crisscrossed it to make trellis for my ivy. I'm going to turn you this way. Actually, I always forget. This is the better way to do it. Okay. This is our dining room then. This is a mural that I did not too long after I moved in, so it's about 5 years old now. Love that verse. It's one of my favorites. This tray here is something I did, a project I did this last couple weeks. As I mentioned, I've worked in a custom picture frame shop. My husband works there. My dad owns it. So I've worked there for quite a while. I'm not really working right now or really much in the future with our little one comes. But anyway, I have a lot of experience with picture frame molding. And one of the neat things that we've done there over the years, we're very custom. We've done a lot of unique retail things, and just to really think outside the box. And you'll see some of the things that I've made with molding that's not a picture. So here's an example. This is molding right here, and then this silver here is also molding. So I just took it and basically framed this piece of wood, which I painted. The video makes it look yellow, but it's actually more of like a buttery color. And then I took some pieces of wood and a jigsaw and cut out handles and painted that. I just wanted a centerpiece for this table, stuff to kind of hold all of this together so it's not just feel like it's going everywhere. I like the feeling of it just being more confined, and it doesn't feel so chaotic to me. So this is where I sit every morning and I study. Nathan sits here usually. Nice dining room table. Okay, backing up, here is our hutch. You can see I've been doing painting, so I've still got some paint out. I'm not quite done in some areas. And this is our little, can be our dumping ground. We put things there that we don't want to forget, or yeah, important things, bills, whatever. So there's some fall decor that I added. I love this, I never pronounce it right, but it's like Chinesery. Is that what you call it? Like that blue and white china glass. And I found there was a garage sale actually literally a quarter mile down the road from us, and they were selling a bunch of this really cheap. So I was able to get quite a bit of this for a really good deal this year. And so I decked out the hutch here. And this china here, which I don't use that often. I've had like a couple tea parties for some young girls and I've broken it out and used it. But this is actually my great grandma's china and I absolutely love it. It's not like over the top, like flowery, which I'm not over the top flowery. I like, just some unique things. This sugar bowl was actually hers. And then there's been some other things, the plates, and I've got some other things tucked away that I have accumulated over the years. It's a not super common pattern, so I don't see it a lot. But anyway, if I do see it or come across it, I like to add to that collection a little bit. Okay, so you will see a lot of just unique framing. Everything is framed in our house. Again, it's from working at a frame shop, you have to, right? You can't not have anything that's not custom framed in your house. So it's one of the benefits from working at a frame shop is sometimes I will keep scraps of molding. I'd set them aside and then use them for myself or make something out of them, which is what that tray came out of. This is molding that's been discontinued forever. And it's so cool. I didn't want to let it go, even though it wasn't quite big enough to make, a whole frame out of. Anyway, okay. And I'll get here soon. This is one thing I did, been working on these last couple of weeks. I wanted to paint an archway around this door just to give it some character and again, add some uniqueness and color. This is the kitchen. Another little mural I did this year on this wall. Another one of my favorite verses. This was up above there, the sink. That was a piece of wood. I think came off a bed, backboard or something. I don't even know. But anyway, I painted it this year too, just again to add a pop of color and just fun. I like whimsy things, like not too whimsy, but whimsy. I like color and yeah. Art deco-y, eclectic, boho. I don't know what my style is, but I just like color. And okay, my plant looks a little unhappy. Okay, restroom, but not over the top. I don't like clutter. I do have things on the wall, but I'm not crazy about clutter. Makes cleaning so much more difficult. So what I was going for with this, and you'll see I painted on the side and the inside, and I don't think I'm quite done because, yes, I haven't outlined this guy in the navy blue yet, which I need to do. And then I left a blank spot between here, and then this is just, echoes the other side. And I wanted to put something there, and I haven't decided, and I don't want to rush it, so I'm just gonna stare at it for a while and see what looks good. But I put a rooster up here, and I'm thinking I might do some sort of a bird or a rooster in between there, but basically kind of going for, that Scandinavian folk art, you see Dutch and I don't know, Holland, whatever. I don't know if I'm using the right terms, but yeah, there's something about it that I kind of like. So I was kind of did some looking on Pinterest at different pictures and like, oh, I like that kind of a flower, and yeah, put that up there. Vegetables, yeah, gotta have that. This, even though it's a mess, I will show you. This was, when I moved here, this pantry only had these 2 levels, here and here, which really is not, I mean, there's so much space for not very functional, right? So I built these steps to go up so I can actually walk up in here, and then I built these shelves. There's an entrance to our attic up there. To have a fuller pantry here. Okay, got like a little whiteboard right here. This area I really love because it's very open, and even though, like I said, our house is very small, it makes it feel very open. So I like that. Okay, I won't give you a tour of our bathroom. You don't need that. It's this dark green color. See if I can turn nothing too, it's just a bathroom. All right, here is the baby's room so far. And this used to be actually my bedroom, and now it's the baby's room / that's I have my dresser in here, and we have some bookshelves here I'll show you. And then behind the green divider is an area I turned into my desk. So it's gonna be a shared room. Again, we don't have tons of room, so baby's gonna have to share. But I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing for the babies to have to share. So anyway, we don't have, what we've done right now is about all I can do until like showers, until we start maybe getting some of the things that we registered for. And this, my friend gave me this for my birthday. This is not where this is gonna go. I just had this hung up here right now, this little, oh, I see it's already being tried out, Baxter. Laying next to his the little Baxter kitty cat that my mom got for the baby because it looks like Baxter. Okay, so yeah, this is the crib. And this is a mural I was working on. There we go. So going with like a bit of a beachy theme. Nathan and I love the beach, and I'm not super cutesy kind of person. And I wanted this to be versatile. We don't know obviously if we're having a boy or a girl yet, but even if we knew we were having like, say, a girl or a boy, you know, if the Lord blesses us with more children and if it's the opposite gender, then I still want it to be able to work for both. So just wanted to make it happy and sunshiny, and yeah, so nothing too crazy. These are gonna change out. I registered for some like rope baskets to hold the toys, so it'll look a little bit nicer. Yeah, and I do need to finish. You see all these lines that are coming down for the waves. I need to finish those all the way through. But that's all that needs to be done with this, and then that's done. And I made these not for the baby's room, but as it turned out, ended up being just a good addition. Nathan and I were in Florida earlier this year on an install for a job, and we spent a couple extra days there since we had time, and I collected all these sand dollars, and I made a couple garlands out of them. And I thought, oh, they go in here. That'd be nice. Add some more color. Okay, and this is going to be baby's dresser and changing area. So I have registered for a little changing pillow that goes right up on here. It fits good. Let's see. Yeah, so keeping it pretty simple. I'm wanting to keep it as minimal as I can as far as getting things for the baby. Minimal, practical, if you will. Just the kind of bare necessities. We don't, like I said, have tons of room, so I don't want to go crazy, and I'm not big on having an overabundance of toys for a child either. They don't usually end up playing with a bunch of them anyway. But yeah, we'll just kind of see how it goes, but wanting to start out that way. Rocking chair. This is a quilt that Nathan's grandmother made for him. So I have that here. And this is my stuffed animal that I've had since I was 3. We'll see if the baby enjoys that or not. Okay. And this is the reason this is here is actually a sound booth. I have a microphone in there that I have done in the past audiobooks, and there's one lady in particular that I do usually her series. She's a couple small little cozy mystery series that I voice for her. I think I've done a couple earlier this year, and so whenever she adds to one, maybe once or twice a year, I'll voice those for her. But it's not something I'm doing tons of right now, but it's a nice little thing to do on the side. And I don't make tons at it, but I enjoy it. I like to voice the characters and all that stuff. So that's why there's like a sound booth there. And then, okay, this used to be, and I'll see if I'm going to put up the picture of what this used to look like when I moved in. It was just this old, I don't know, 70s, 60s desk here. I tore all that out, and I built this built in, and it has storage here. I've got like some games and extra pillows and stuff in there, blankets. And these are things that I had made for Nathan and I's wedding. We had on our chairs at our reception. This is the apple that he had cut in half. I'm doing it backwards, I know. Will you marry me? And hollow it out a little bit and put my ring inside. He proposed to me with that. So that's special. Keep that around. There's that. Okay, this is my closet. Behind the door, I'm just going to show you this because it's another, even though it's a little messy, it's another thing that I've done with picture molding. And I did not win all. These are not all. These are mostly finisher medals just for running. I used to be super into running races, and I'm still into it. I just obviously don't do it right now a whole lot. But that's one actually of the things that Nathan and I used to do together before we started dating. But anyway, so don't think I've won a bunch of medals. These are mostly just finisher medals. So I made these shelves for this area. It's getting a little dark back here, so I apologize if you can't see. The white here, this is picture frame molding. It's basically a frame. It would have looked like this, but I took it and put the piece of wood in the lip of the frame just to add another detail. I painted it white. I think it was like a silver originally. But yeah, just to add another little detail to it. Those are my wedding shoes. I got these Toms, white Toms, and my mom overlaid lace from her wedding dress, on them, which I absolutely loved. And it was me. I'm not a big fancy person, but it was a subtle beauty, and also just added the special element of having her wedding dress on there. So yeah, I love these so much. I don't know if in what situation I'd wear them again, but it'd be kind of neat to, but maybe just save them for if we ever have a daughter. I don't know. That wasn't saying we're having a boy. I don't know what we're having yet. And this was the same thing. She wrapped my bouquet in some of the buttons from her wedding dress. So that's what that is. But yeah, okay, so I put those shelves there. All right, that is baby's room. Our room, I wasn't planning on going in here. I have a couple things sticking out, but it's pretty basic. I've got a little collage here, plate collage here that I love. Just fun. Nothing too crazy. I've got some laundry I need to fold. Nathan has some laundry he needs to put away. And that's our wedding collage. Again, another benefit of being a framer is you can do all these kind of fun things. I'll show you. These are here and here. These are our vows that we actually held up there with us. And yeah, pictures from our wedding. That's Nathan's boutonniere, and I had this clip in my hair, as you can see. But yeah, so we love having that here, obviously. Okay, more plants. I love plants. I'm probably gonna have to move some of them once baby comes. All right, just lights off in here. Okay, this is the living room then. And I'm going to, I'll probably stop the video here soon and include a time lapse of, this is the other thing that Nathan and I had done this project. We did a collage wall right here. And I made this, which is a shelf, but it's made out of picture molding. So again, this is kind of like those shelves I showed you in the baby's room. I basically took like the picture, the molding is like this, I took it, and it's like this. So again, I have a piece of wood sitting on there that I nailed into there, and yeah, I made just kind of a unique shelf out of that. Okay, so put a couple. I'm not super in love with these leaves I have here. They're kind of really cheap, sad looking leaves, but I don't have tons of fall decor. I didn't want to go out and buy a whole bunch of new stuff, so it's like one of those things, if I see something cheap, I'll grab onto it. But I did get the sunflowers because I thought those are pretty. But yeah, okay, we have a fall wreath on the outside of the door. This is a picture that a customer from our shop gave me. She's a really sweet lady. So I have that up here. She actually did that. She drew that herself and painted it, so it's really pretty special. Okay, yellow chair. Nothing too fall crazy here, just color and yeah. This picture here, you see just it's a pastel, and then also the horse picture here. These are actually pictures that I did. They're just pastels. It's something I enjoy doing. And again, when you frame pictures, you can frame your own stuff, you know. So yeah, just kind of some fun pops of color there. A little kind of a whimsy element to them. Got my plants and a little family collage wall. This used to be a built-in from a different house, but it ended up fitting in here really perfectly. You can see my little twinkle lights are dead. I need to get some new ones. But yeah, that's pretty much it. These are pumpkins from our garden. Our cat toy basket. Put toys in there, they take them back out, and they're just randomly throughout the house. So yeah, that's our house, other than the basement. And I've taken you guys down the basement before when I've showed you my canning shelf and whatnot, but that is the house. And those are some of the projects. Like I said, I am going to right now stop the video and show you a time lapse of this collage wall. that's pretty much all we have been up to. I did forget to mention, I don't know if I even showed you when you were in the baby's room, if you saw the light fixture. Nathan put that up for me on Sunday. We had this kind of ugly brown fan. I don't like fans. I mean, some people like them, and hey, cool. I just don't care for fans. I don't. You can get ones that look a little better. These looked bad. I mean, they were brown, and just every room in the house, pretty much, when I moved in, had a fan. Our bedroom had one. There's still the fan that's in the living room. Leave that for now. We're not in a hurry to change out fixtures, but yeah, just not really my thing. But anyway, so he switched out that for the light fixture that's in there now. So I'm very excited about that and thankful that he was able to do that for me. As far as other updates, baby updates, our little baby's doing well. As far as we know, we had an appointment a little over a week ago. Would have been like a 16-week appointment, even though I was like 17 weeks, and everything is looking good. Baby's was moving around quite a bit. We just had a little Doppler. That's what you call it. I'm not sure, where they just listened to the baby's heartbeat. They didn't do any sort of sonogram, but this next appointment will be October 18th. So yeah, less than 4 weeks. It was 4 weeks from this last Friday, I think. And that will be our anatomy sonogram. So a long appointment, but we, Lord willing, should know if we're having a boy or a girl. So we're super excited for that appointment. And it's not something we're going to be sharing with other people right now, or at all, until after the baby's born. Something, just a special thing. Sorry about that. My phone decided that the storage was full, so it stopped. But anyway, I was talking about finding out the baby's gender. And again, yeah, that's something that Nathan and I are going to keep to ourselves. Just thought it would be special to keep between the two of us, and be maybe that much more exciting for family and friends when they find out when the baby's born, if it's a boy or a girl. And obviously because of that, we're going to be keeping the name to ourselves as well. And I'm really worried about slipping up, like once you know it's a boy or a girl, referring to the baby as, him or her, instead of, just the baby or something generic. So I'm going to do my best to try to not slip up in that way, and maybe just get in the habit of calling it, when Nathan and I are referring to them, calling it, yeah, our baby or the baby. So we'll see how that goes. I can see myself slipping up, but I don't want to. But anyway, so yeah, that's going well. As far as the pregnancy itself, I've had a couple of new symptoms lately. In this, now we're a few weeks into the second trimester. One that has been causing a little bit of struggle is some like lower back pain, but more like hip pain specifically, and pelvis pain, and not bad or really bothers me much throughout the day, but when I'm sleeping and trying to sleep and laying down on my side, there've been several nights where it's actually been very painful and been waking me up, and then I just can't find a comfortable position, and then I've been waking Nathan up, which I feel terrible about, and he hasn't been sleeping well. So been trying to just make some different adjustments with putting pillows in different areas to try to support different things. And I did find, because I had a really bad night the night before last, it was a lot of pain, and it made me just keep feeling kind of emotional. And anyway, you know how that goes, ladies. But I found this video of this lady who rolled up a towel, and she kind of put it under to support her belly and between her chest and her belly as well, to support her side as she was laying on her side. And so I did that for the first time last night, and it actually did help quite a bit. I didn't have any of that lower back hip pain, which was the bulk of what was causing the most discomfort for me. So that was better. I did wake up with just some pelvic pain finally around 3 a.m. And one thing I've started doing, or Nathan will do depending on which one of us, gets up first, but is just going out at that point, and I'll just sleep on the couch, because I'm finding too that sleeping on the couch, and it's not all the time, but sometimes is actually more comfortable for me, because I've got something supporting my back, and so I'm able to fall asleep better that way. So that way too, I'm not like moving around trying to find a comfortable spot that I can't find a comfortable spot, and waking him up and keeping him up either. So that's so far been our solution to that. If you guys have any other things that have worked for you, dealing with, pregnancy pain, and as far as, your hips and joints and all that goes, I'd love to hear any advice or little tips that you have for getting through that. That'd be great. But yeah, so far was happy with adding that towel, adding that additional support for my belly that is getting bigger. Yeah, I think that's all the baby updates there are. Other than that, just keep plugging along, trying to do the next thing, and trying to also stay in shape. I've been trying to either alternate between walking and doing kind of this pregnancy Pilates just to keep my body in shape. And yeah, other thing that I've been up to and spending quite a bit of time on is been doing a study in Galatians, and I have posted 2 videos. I am a couple videos behind. It's a study that I do or have been doing, Sunday mornings with the ladies at church. We have time before our service where we split up, men and women, for a time of prayer before our service. And usually we alternate. One lady will share from God's word, and just getting our hearts and our minds ready and prepared, as we come before the Lord. And then we'll share requests and different things, and then pray together before we go ahead and go into service. So this month, I've been doing that time, leading that time in the morning, and going through Galatians 5:7. And I'm not going to go into it, because if you're interested in that, I have been posting videos of those studies, of my notes and things. So yeah, I can link those videos. I am a couple videos behind. I'm hoping to get those up here this week even. And we'll have our last one this Sunday. So yeah, that is everything, I think, that we have been up to in the last couple weeks since I posted my last video. So as ever, just striving to be faithful and keep, plugging along and taking care of our little one. And thankful and grateful for every week that we have with him. Don't want to take any of that for granted. Yeah, so I will talk to you all later. So happy homemaking or mothering, or whatever it is that you do. And I am okay. I'm going to take a minute here. I am so bad at ending videos. If you didn't notice already, I never know what to say. I should probably just be like, bye, see ya. But I feel like I have to say something, and it doesn't come naturally to me to say something. So, okay, have a good week, y'all.